Oh, welcome back to Made You Listen. It's a second podcast apart from our real podcast. This ain't a scene, it's a podcast. I'm Carson Pace.
Who am I?
Daniel Hodgson.
I'm Daniel Hodgson. I'm Dawson. He, him pronouns as usual. You listen to this podcast and you're subscribed to the Patreon. You know that already.
You know that already, but this isn't on Patreon. This is on the main feed because we're backlogging and we thought we'd give you a taste of what the Patreon episodes will be like.
Mm-hmm.
It's just Dawson spins a wheel, I spin a wheel. Each wheel has 10 albums on it that we want the other to listen to. Dawson spun his wheel last week, and I got Wonder by Shawn Mendes.
Mm-hmm.
And
a good album.
I spun my wheel this week, and I got good old Lowcountry by Envy on the Coast.
Wow.
A record I recently discovered that I've been pretty fucking obsessed with.
Yeah.
I'm pretty hooked on it. What did we do last time? You kind of gave me your thoughts just initially.
Yeah.
And
you asked me why I had you listen to that Shawn Mendes
okay,
album.
yeah.
So why'd you have me listen to this
Envy on the Coast album? Well, you forgot their band name right now, so I assume you liked it a lot.
It's just a weird band name.
It is a strange band name. I like it. I like it as a band name though. I think it's cool. I think it's got some qualities to it that it's like they kind of I don't know if we've ever talked about this on the show. They kind of earn their band name.
Yeah.
For example, like Bring Me the Horizon is, I don't think, like a good band name, but they've kind of earned it at this point where it's like,
oh yeah,
they've kind of like they are that band and that is what that name sounds like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think Envy does that in a pretty good way where it's like, you see that title and you're like, this is either going to be very heavy or very much something else. And it's very much something else. I had you listen to this record because, to me, it feels like a bit of a forgotten gem of its time. It also feels kind of timeless in this space where, like, if you were playing it in the car and it was the first time I had heard it and you told me it came out yesterday, I would believe you. And if you told me it came out in, like, 1999, I would believe you also. It's got this weird, like, I don't want to say Southern quality to it, but that's like the best word I can use for it. Like, it's a little twangy.
Southern is definitely a good word for it.
Southern's definitely a good word for it. I think the hooks are so different from a lot of the bands that were doing this kind of like, singy post-hardcore sound that didn't really have like tappy guitar. There's still like some technical guitar work here and there, but like there was just no band that was really doing this at the time. And I honestly think that might have hurt it a little bit. It's very strange at certain points, and it's very I don't know. Like, there's just nothing I can really compare it to. There's not another band that I can like throw this to as a reference. There's just, it's doing different things that a band of this era that has a singer like they do, that like kind of like very soulful post-hardcore singer, and I think he sounds a lot like Daryl Palumbo from Glassjaw, but yeah, I mean, there just wasn't really a band of their ilk doing it, and I mean, I think I just want your thoughts on it because I've been obsessed with it. It's kind of been the only record I can like really, really like listen to consistently for the last like 2 months or so, and I think I want an excuse to talk to another person about it.
Yeah.
So there you go. That's why I had you listen to this album.
Yeah. This is a very interesting record. Just off the top, I like this album.
Cool. Cool.
It's like I agree with your assessment that there's not really a lot out there like it, and there is no following for this band like at all. Like,
that's not true.
like compared to like for the quality that this record is, and like the amount of things that it does, you would expect it to have a lot more
like
notoriety.
a lot of like reverence.
Yeah, but like this thing, I expected there to be like some kind of discussion on Rate Your Music about it, but there's only 2 reviews on the entire album page.
Okay.
One of them is like a one-liner from the time that it came out, where he was like disappointed with this record because he saw them live like the week before, and then this album came out, and he was like, they sound confused, which I don't understand that criticism.
Well, the difference between this record and the record that comes before it, I mean, like, it is a pretty big sonic difference, but also I feel like this record feels very focused into what it wants to do. So
yeah, this is like, if I didn't know otherwise, I would have assumed that the record they put out before this also sounded like this.
No.
But it's I've been kind of trying to like decipher it.
Okay.
Like, I've listened to it as many times as I could in the past like day or so.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like there's a lot of confounding elements about it.
Sure, yeah.
One, very southern rock album.
Yeah.
Band is from New York.
Yeah.
Which is so confusing to me. I thought for sure, like, the only reason I was like not completely certain that these guys were from the South in some capacity was that the singer kind of sounds like he's from New Jersey.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, that's a little strange. And I looked it up, and he's from fucking New York.
Long Island, yeah.
A Long Island band making music
also,
like this.
I should also point out that he sings on this record, but they did not have a drummer at the time.
Oh,
so
really?
He just played. That's the singer also drumming on this record.
That's really
the singer
cool.
Ryan also drumming. They made this record as a 2-piece.
Wow.
Guitar player and singer.
It sounds
playing every instrument.
So full.
Yeah, it really does. It really does. It's impressive. It's impressive as shit.
It's like the difficult thing about talking about this record in general is that since there's not a lot out there that I've heard that sounds like it, you kind of just have to like believe me when I tell you that it's good, and like that it's very unique. It's like cowboy rock is what it sounds like.
That I could also like.
It sounds like some shit that would play at like a saloon if those were still around.
Yeah. Like there's some tremolo that like, you know, you would hear in like a Western or something like that.
Yeah.
To me, it almost sounds like they're scoring a Western movie, and then this really, really good singer just happens to be in place of dialogue that's like, there are 2 types of people in this world. Yeah. You know what I mean?
And like even that comparison is not perfect, because when you say like it sounds like a Western or sounds like a cowboy movie or whatever, a lot of people generally think of like just like kind of sparse instrumentation, like very atmospheric, or like a mariachi band.
Yeah, sure.
Which this record is neither.
Yeah, neither.
It's like if I think the best way that I can describe it is like if MCR did Hang 'Em High for an entire album.
Yeah.
It's like that.
The beginning of Hang 'Em High.
Yeah, just the beginning, because the rest of it is just like normal MCR.
What else are you trying to decipher about it?
It's like you also mentioned how the choruses are like different from other post-hardcore typical of this era, and that is also true.
It's very true.
Like but they're also catchy.
So catchy. The closest thing I can like Head First in the River is like the one song where I'm like, okay, like this could kind of be a song that I would have heard from this era.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, not really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like
they're very, very catchy. Yeah.
Clean of You's chorus is,
oh my god, what a song!
like first off, Clean of You is an incredible closer, honestly.
So good.
And the chorus is like, it's so aggressive and catchy.
Yeah.
And there's
he's not singing for half of it.
No.
And it works so well.
It's so awesome. Like, which is so crazy because like you hear how good this vocalist is on the first song, and you hear that like the last song he's not really singing on half of it, and you're like, oh, that must be the worst song on the record. You could not be further from the truth.
Yeah.
That might be the best one.
I think it's between that one. For me, the strongest song is between Clean of You and Like I Do.
Mm-hmm. Those are my picks too.
I also love Puritan Dirt song. Oh my god, what a cool song!
That one's all right to me, simply because like it's the most cowboy on the whole record.
Oh, definitely, yeah. You don't think Great American T-Shirt Racket is the most cowboy?
Well, they say the word T-shirt in it, which
about
is
a million
pretty not
times,
cowboy.
Yeah,
I don't think they knew what that term was back then. But yeah, it's like, it's so strange because on the surface this is a very accessible record, but then you get into it more and it's like, what the fuck were they cooking?
No, it's crazy. That's the part that I really don't understand, because as two people that I would say make like genre music, and like our bands do some different things that other bands in our genre don't do.
Yeah.
But like I have a point of reference for like just about everything. And the only point of reference that I think I could point to with this is like fucking oh god damn it. Who's the guy?
Which guy?
Ennio Morricone. That's like the only person I can like throw to when I'm listening to this record.
Yeah.
And even then, like not really. Like it truthfully is like a what were they cooking scenario. And I don't really know if they know. They're not a band anymore. They did put out an EP in 2017. They did a full album live playthrough of this in 2018. Along with their first record, Lucy Gray, with they had Billy Reimer from the Dillinger Escape Plan on drums.
Oh, nice.
For those shows. And those were big shows. Like people like flew out for them and stuff like that. I don't know if they're a band that could like do a full US and headline again. But I think there is some retroactive appreciation for this record. It's not quite there yet. It's one of these forgotten not even forgotten classics. It's like, it's a forgotten record, and I would very much like people to not forget it, because I think it's so fucking cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's tough to like point to anything else with this thing.
Yeah. And they did put out a single in 2021.
They did put out a single in 2021, yeah.
And I guess they were just like, well,
yeah, dipping out.
That's it.
Which those songs are really cool. The single is 3 songs. It's an EP, really. I think those 3 songs are really good, and they are closer to this ilk. The EP that they did in 2017 is so weird. Weirder than this. Which is saying something, but it is again in this ilk. I just think that they might have this mind of their own that is really committed to writing great pop hooks and like pop structured songs. But the way that they approach it is just so different from anyone else's. Any standout lyrics to you?
Standout lyrics. This whole record is like, there's a lot of good stuff on here. It's like, it's very it's the type of shit you would see a fucking cowboy protagonist write down in his soulful little poetry book.
Sure.
Oh yeah. I think that boy's got a sweet tooth, so I'll put sugar in his gas tank.
That lyric is
which
amazing.
is so crazy.
That lyric is so cool. That lyric is amazing. It makes me so happy.
Yeah, and the way he sings it is like, yeah, this guy,
that boy does have a sweet tooth.
That boy does have a sweet tooth, and he is gonna put sugar in the gas tank.
There's one in the second verse of Head First in the River that is hang on. That like entire second verse is crazy. Hang on, let me get to it. And we just talked about this about how Tom doesn't like this lyric, but what you believe they want to know about me, I wear my lungs upon my sleeves, and that one there might as well be filling his shot glass with gasoline, which is like such a cowboy thing. It's awesome. They made me live in a factory where they made my friends and we worked for free, but that's all right because my soul I keep and these bones are mere accidents.
Mm-hmm.
I fucking love
crazy.
that lyric. I think that lyric is so fucking cool.
The whole chorus to Head First in the River is awesome.
Oh, yeah. There's also so much, like, I think what we need to talk about Ryan Hunter as a frontman, the singer of this band, Ryan Hunter, he's got so much swag.
Mm-hmm.
His swag is untouchable.
Swag limits are off the fucking charts.
When he says the keep it together on the second song, which for some reason that shit escapes me.
Devil's Tongue.
Devil's Tongue, thank you. When he does that shit on the Devil's Tongue, I'm like, yeah. I will keep it together.
You know what? I was considering it, but now I will.
Keeping it together. If you had to pick a weak track, where are you at with that?
Made of Stone.
Really?
Yeah. I just mostly...
You know I hate an acoustic closer, but an acoustic song right before the closer.
Yeah, you just kind of, like... Acoustic songs, you generally just have to fucking knock them out of the park.
Yeah. No.
I don't think this does. Like, I think the lyric at the very top of the song, I don't believe in much of anything. I threw that away when I found out Jesus never learned to sing.
Yeah. Hot bars again. Yeah. This guy's crazy.
I like something about his delivery on that one. I just thought it was like kind of corny.
I won't disagree with you on that. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's off the very start of the song. And it's not like the whole song is like bad lyrically. It's just like it sets a bad mood, and then I don't really think it super recovers from that for the rest of the song.
Yeah. No, I could definitely see that. I feel like Numb could go a lot harder.
Yeah.
But it does get in my head all the time. And it is like one of the most I hate to use this word, produced songs on the record. Like there's a lot going on instrumentally on Numb. And I like that definitely adds to it for me, is like it's the first time on the record where you're getting this like big swath of like noises, which is cool. But the chorus is like the worst part of that song for me.
Yeah.
Whereas like all the other choruses before this, like even when I thought I didn't like them, like the Death March on 2 chorus, like originally when I first listened to this record, I was like, oh, okay, that's fine. And now I love it. Now I'm like, that chorus is fucking amazing.
Yeah. This record kind of takes a minute to like really impact you. Because like I didn't really start to like really like it until like I do on my first listen. And then when I went back, I was like, oh, this actually owns.
Yeah. No, I mean, I had the same reaction. Was like, I got to, I think, Laugh Ourselves to Death. And I was like, this song doesn't have a chorus, but it's still very catchy. And I was like, okay. And then like, just like a couple, hours later, I was like,
yeah. That song is catchy as fuck.
damn, I gotta listen to that shit like right now,
They got me.
immediately. Yeah. Well, the first song I should shout her out because she's an important part of me finding this record. The first song I heard was "Like I Do." The first song I heard from this was "Like I Do."
It's the most popular song on this record.
Yeah. Listener of the show, Krista Figuera, sent me this song, and I was like, "Holy fucking shit!"
Shout out Krista.
The fact that like that song begins with that Rhodes keyboard, just like setting the tone for everything, and then that incredibly singable guitar line, that, and I'm like, fuck, man. And when you think about how it's also the vocalist playing drums, and how he has like such a good feel for that pocket that song is in, it's just like, fuck, man.
It's so crazy.
Like, how the fuck are you just gonna write something like that?
And
Just going around writing shit.
You be writing shit
You
like
be
that.
writing shit, dog.
And that chorus on "Like I Do," fucking up in the stratosphere, dude. It is soaring, dude.
So good. So good. And I love that. I think I've mentioned this on the show before, but like, I love extended instrumental outros.
Yeah.
And this isn't really one, but and I mean, Tom just talked about this on the Chicago is 2 years ago episode. It is 2 choruses, long motherfucking outro, just like of them just like letting you sit in the groove, and it's like, it's such a big dick move to just be like, no, the chorus is so good that we know you're gonna rewind it. And also, apart from that, we know that this chord change is so good, and sitting in this song is so good that that's the rest of the song.
Yep.
And I never skip it. I never, in fact, I usually rewind like I do because I just want to hear it again. It's so good. Same with Clean of You. Yeah.
It can't be understated how fucking good Clean of You is.
The interlude sucks. I hate the interlude.
I'm not really a fan of the. It's like that's like the biggest knock against this album for me, is that the interlude comes out of nowhere and doesn't make any sense.
And it's right before the best song.
Right before the best song on the record.
Yeah.
It's just a bunch of like answering machine stuff, and it feels pretty pointless.
Yeah, and I'm sure it's like one of their buddies, so like, you know, I don't want to insult their friend, but
it doesn't fit. Because like the world of this album is very like Western, Southern country, that type of shit. And then,
do you also get like a country club vibe from this? Do you feel like this record feels like it's made in the shadow of like Wealth?
Sort of, yeah.
I only bring it up because there's that lyric of on Puritan Dirt song about him like fucking the president's wife, which is awesome.
Which rocks.
So cool.
Yeah, it does kind of. There are a lot of songs on this that sound like it could be the theme song for like a rich bad guy in a Western.
Yeah, exactly.
So like, yeah, I kind of get that impression from this record, but not a knock against it at all.
No, not at all.
What was I saying?
The world this album lives in.
Oh yeah. The world this album lives in feels like an answering machine or a phone are impossibilities. Like it feels like they haven't been invented yet.
That's interesting.
It would be the same thing as if, like, I mean, this was also partially because they weren't invented around this time, but if like fucking there was a Creedence Clearwater Revival song that mentioned Facebook. Like even if they were making music today, like that would feel so out of place.
They're proud. I think they are. I think CCR's together.
No.
I'm thinking of Blue Oyster Cult. My bad.
CCR is suing the shit out of each other perpetually.
Really? Is that what's going on?
They hate each other.
That sucks, man.
Yeah, I mean, listen.
Are they Fortunate Son?
They are Fortunate Son.
Oh, cool.
Which, like, I mean,
I know stuff about music.
Listen, like, the whole shit with CCR is that the frontman John Fogerty is responsible for basically everything you like about that band.
Sure.
Not like the other members are completely useless. They definitely play their parts well, but he was the main songwriter for all of their good stuff. And they broke up because the other 3 members were like, well, we want to write songs too now. And it was like a really ugly disagreement where both sides now are like doing the most that they can to make the other side look as bad as possible, but it doesn't help that album that resulted from it. Like not even John really brings it on that one. It's like
because they have a very short discography, don't they? It's like 4 or 5.
They had a short tenure as a band. I think they put out like 6 records.
That's back when records were short.
Not even. They
really?
They fucking pumped out albums.
That's crazy.
Basically every 6 months. And the longest that
Regular
they ever
old Prince over here, Mr. John Fogerty.
Honestly, like, and those.
I knew John Fogerty's name. I did not know that he was the singer for Creedence Clearwater.
That's him, and like those albums are fantastic. They put out 7 records in total, with Mardi Gras being the longest they ever took between a record. They took 2 years to put that one out, and the rest of them usually all within 6 months of each other. So fucking their original self-titled Bayou Country, Green River, Willie and the Poor Boys, Cosmos Factory, and Pendulum all came out like bam, 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 bam,
Whoa.
one after the other.
That's crazy.
And all of those albums are fucking incredible.
Well, I think the new Fortunate Son should be clean of you. Yeah, I mean, like, I feel like we would be remiss to say, like, I think if this album came out in the 90s, they would be like an enormous band.
Probably. Yeah.
I think we should bring that up. And also I feel like if it came out today, it would have been like a much, much bigger record.
Yeah.
Just feels like wrong time for this album, especially
came out in 2010.
Which when you think about like where this genre of music was at the time, and Tom's mic is recording, so maybe he could even jump in on this.
I muted it.
You bitch.
I muted Tom's mic, so no room tone.
Good call. Very smart.
Big brain.
Yeah. I feel like where this type of music was at the time was just so not this, which is a shame. Like, I feel like this is around the time when Dance Gavin Dance started to get like very, very popular.
I wouldn't know.
I mean, neither
know
would I. I don't really like that band. But this is around that time where like that style of post-hardcore where it was like very technical guitar work, like some like screamo elements, having 2 vocalists, like this just wasn't the time for a record like this to come out. And like that's not their fault at all, but it's just crazy to me that this has been buried. You know what I mean? Because I feel like I know a lot of people that would really enjoy this.
Yeah, like if you're listening to this episode, like fucking check this record out. Like it is well worth your time, and it might take you a couple listens to really like latch onto it, but once you do, it's so fucking good. I'm
so glad you liked it. You wanna rate it, and since it's 10:45 p.m. Eastern time.
Eastern time, as if we will be in different time zones.
We will
next
be,
week.
yeah. Do you want to talk about that a little bit?
Sure.
Yeah.
That's so crazy.
Yeah, I know.
That you're going to Europe.
Oh, I just meant touring in general. But,
oh yeah.
Yeah, dude. I mean, like, if I could just get very real here for a second with all the listeners out there, pretty fucking nervous. I think
I fucking would be too.
I think this is the most nervous I have ever been to go on tour. That includes like first tour ever, longest tour ever. It does not matter. Like I am so nervous that I am going to just play like shit in Europe.
I mean that's I feel like that's just, anyone's first international tour. They're like, fuck, I'm in a completely different like area than
and
I've
we've
grown
never
up
even
in.
played Canada, so like it's our first time playing out of the country ever. Like next Thursday.
You
Next
guys
Wednesday?
one of those days.
One of those fucking days. I don't know.
You guys fucking sold out. Was it your first show or second show or both?
It's now our second show. The first show, if you're listening to this, well, this will be out by then.
Yeah. This will have come out by then.
Yeah, it will be. Hang on, let me fucking look at our damn tour poster.
The damn ass tour poster.
Yeah,
this will be the last episode that comes out.
Yeah, it will be. If we alternate like we're planning on doing it. Yeah, our first show's the 28th, so next Thursday. Exactly a week from now is my first show ever in another country.
That's so crazy.
Bonkers.
I'm really happy for you guys, honestly.
I'm stoked, man. We got everything paid off today.
Hell yeah.
Like everything is paid for, and now everything from here is just money that we get to keep. We don't owe anybody money.
Hell yeah.
Which is nice. So I'm excited for that. I'm excited to play for some euros. Like European people, not for
for dollars. Yeah. I have a couple international friends on Discord who are probably going to come out to some of the shows.
Oh, word. Where are they coming to?
I think one of them's in London.
Cool.
One of
them's
them's
to the
in,
Holy Fawn show or coming to?
Not sure.
Okay. Word.
I can ask.
I mean, please ask.
I'm in a like this community. Fucking shout out Bub World.
Bub World.
It's like
they're all going Bub World mentioned right
now.
Yeah.
Bub World mentioned. Most of them, including myself, are like socially awkward autistic people.
Sure.
So yeah. I don't know the likelihood of any of them coming up to you and being like, "Hey, I know Dawson."
I mean, they probably would do it exactly like that.
Which would be so fucking funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, a couple of them might come out to some of the shows. I know one of them's in Germany. I think a couple of them are in Germany and potentially interested.
Cool. Yeah, we have one show in Germany that's selling well. The other three are not, but
hey, what can you do?
Fine. Yeah, it'll be fine. Yeah, there's a bunch of shows that I'm really excited about, and it just nerves, just really scary shit, just a lot of whoa going on. So
yeah, I think the biggest whoa part in my eyes is that you haven't even started playing this tour as of this recording, and you've already booked your next Europe tour.
Oh yeah, that shit's announced. Yeah,
which is so crazy.
We're gonna book flights for that the second we get home from this one. So it's very funny.
Golly.
Yeah. All right, everybody. Dawson, roll out that carpet. I'll pull out my wheel.
All right. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Made You Listen. Follow Carson's band at Callous Boys on Twitter, at the Callous Boys on Instagram. Follow my band at Bummer Hill Emo on Twitter, at Bummer Hill on Instagram. Follow the podcast at The Dreaded Wheel. And if you want to hear more episodes in this format, the rest of them will be on Patreon. So
yes,
we'll get that set up shortly. It'll probably be up by the time this episode goes live. But you'll be able to put that into the RSS feed of whatever podcast you listen to. You do not have to have the Patreon app to listen to these episodes. And also, all of the main episodes are going to be posted on Patreon, so you will have everything in one little spot for you. And with the notifications on the RSS feed. So, all right, I'm going to spin the wheel for what you have to listen to next time on Made You Listen. Can I spin it?
Of course you can.
Bonk. Oh, I fucked it. Bonk. There it is.
You fucked it?
No, I just missed the button. I have to listen to Mutilator.
Mutilator by Gatherers. Awesome.
Hardly Knower and Hardly Knowers.
Fuck. All right. See you next time, everybody.
Bye.